Hi there, my name is Teresa Slack, and I'm so excited to be here at the Successful Bookkeeper Summit. It is full of inspiration and education, and I'm so glad to be here today. I'm going to take just a little bit of your time and share our story of going from broke and stressed to successful and profitable. 10 years ago, my sister, Connie Smith, and I made the decision to quit working for other people and start Financly Bookkeeping Solutions. Now, Connie and I both have over 35 years of experience in accounting and bookkeeping. And in September of 2014, we took the leap and we launched Financely. We were so excited to build and grow something that was ours. And we put all of our efforts into building a company that was different than what we had experienced working for others. And back in those early days, it was just Connie and I. And, things started happening pretty quickly for us. Once we launched, we started going to networking events. We started doing teaching sessions in partnership with Intuit for female entrepreneurs. Connie and I would go into Toronto, Ontario, Canada every other week, and we would speak to female entrepreneurs about the financial side of owning a business. And it really did start happening quickly between the networking events and doing fireside chats and starting to connect with business owners. Very quickly, we went from having just a couple of clients to having 30 bookkeeping clients, about 150 tax clients, about 40 training and consulting clients. And at that point, Connie and I were like, uh-oh, we're getting busy. We better hire, right? So that we could continue to build and grow and actually deliver on the work. Because up to that point, Connie and I had been doing all of the work. So we did. We hired 3 part-time bookkeepers. We hired very junior people because we didn't have any money. At that point, Connie and I did not know how to price our services. And I also think a key challenge that we had was understanding the value of the incredible work that we do. Back then, we were constantly feeling like nobody would pay more than, $200, $250 for bookkeeping. We didn't feel our own value. And we let the clients sort of lead that. And that was okay when it was just Connie and I. But as soon as we hired, things got really quite challenging. Because, with Connie's experience and my experience in accounting, it was all up here in our heads. And once we hired, we needed to get all of that information out of our heads and into some kind of format that these junior bookkeepers that we thought, we'll just teach them to do this, that they would do. And things got really bad. Our team members, we were paying them hourly, but our clients, we were at that point when we hired, we had switched from an hourly based billing. And when Connie and I started, we were charging $18 an hour for bookkeeping. Yeah, $18 per hour. Yeah, not so great. But, as we grew to that 30 point, we had raised that hourly price up to about 35 an hour. And then, we kept hearing about this, value pricing. And we thought, okay, well, we'll put an hourly, we'll take that hourly and we'll just make it a flat fee. But because we didn't understand our value, we didn't know how to communicate our value, we didn't have the confidence back then to believe in the quality of the work that we were doing, even though we had many, many years of experience. So when we switched, we were charging $200, $250, $300 a month for bookkeeping. When it was just Connie and I, that was okay. But as soon as we brought in staff and we paid the staff hourly, and we actually thought when we hired them, we thought, oh my gosh, this is great. We've positioned ourselves for success. We're going to keep growing. This is all going to be fantastic. Oh my gosh, were we wrong? We made a few big mistakes. One was our pricing. Two was hiring junior people and thinking that we could teach them because they were the wrong people. We didn't know how to hire. We didn't know what to look for. We had no idea what we were doing. And we hired the wrong people with the wrong attitudes. And, there was times where work for a smaller client, Connie or I might have been able to do it in 3 hours, 4 hours in a month. But our staff was taking 8, 10, 12 hours to do that same work. There were times that we were paying our bookkeepers more than what the client was paying us. And Connie and I had this constant stress. Connie and I were not getting paid at this point. Any money that we had was paying our bookkeepers and covering the costs of apps and overhead for the business. And we went a long time without us being able to earn an income. And there were times that Connie and I had to pull from personal savings to meet payroll. It was so stressful. And we kept thinking, we need help. We need a coach. We need somebody to teach us. But then we go, but we don't have any money. How are we going to pay for that? And it was a very challenging time for us. And right at that time, we attended the first QuickBooks conference in Toronto, Canada. And back then it was called Thrive. And we met two key people or companies that really helped us learn and turn things around to become the business we are today. The first was Pure Bookkeeping. When we met Pure, it felt like such a relief because we had been struggling to try and get the information out of our heads and into processes that junior people could do. What Pure taught us was, one, we didn't know how to hire, so we had all the wrong people. So we learned that, and we learned how to hire properly with Pure. And we received all the amazing workflows, checklists. We received support. We were now part of a community of bookkeepers who understood what we were being challenged with. That started us on a better path. And then at that same conference, we met Mark Wickersham, who is a value pricing expert. He's actually speaking at this event, I believe. And, Mark helped us to understand what value pricing is. And with lots of coaching and lots of support and lots of tools and checklists and teaching us the words to say, over time, we started to believe in the value of the work that we do. And if I can do anything in this world, I want every bookkeeper to get to the point that they truly believe in the value of the work that you do. You save businesses. You help them. You take away the stress of the finances, and you give them peace of mind knowing that their finances in order. You free up their very valuable time so that they have time to spend with their families. You help them to put a roof over their families' heads. You help them to achieve their dreams of building the business of their dreams. And I want that for bookkeepers because I know what a shift that was for us when we truly started to believe in our value and we learned how to communicate that value to potential clients. And then we started to learn how to attract the right kind of clients who will value and appreciate us. And we learned that not all clients are for us and that it is absolutely okay to not take on every client. You deserve to work with wonderful clients that value and appreciate you. So fast forward 10 years to where we are today. Connie and I have an amazing team of 10 bookkeepers. We serve clients in e-commerce all across Canada and beyond. And we've also launched a training academy to teach accounting professionals, which I told you about in another one. But for me, I think what's really important that you take just a few key things away from this, my little talk. Number one, somehow, some way, get yourself the coaching and the support that you need. Join a community that can help you and lift you up and give you the confidence that you need to build and grow a successful business in bookkeeping. Number two, work on your mindset. I know for Connie and I, that was our biggest struggle. It was our lack of confidence and our lack of belief. Work on your mindset and believing in the incredible work that you do. On that, when I talk about mindset, I always tell everyone, I want you to create a little brag book. And in this little book, every time a client thanks you, write it down. Every time a client sends you a gift, write that down and why. And when you're feeling that confidence waning and when you're struggling to believe in the value of what you do, go back and read that little book. So get some coaching, join a community, work on your mindset, and believe in yourself. I do. I believe in every single one of you, and I wish all of you the greatest success as you continue to build and grow your successful bookkeeping business. Thank you so much.